Now I am become death, destroyer of podcasts.
Is that us?
Yeah?
Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking. We're talking about Oppenheimer, obviously.
Yeah.
He's big. He's hot. Very hot nowadays for a number of reasons.
There he is. Ooh, could we get that back?
That's good.
Just got to say, great casting.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
casting.
Stunning.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about
The real
casting.
Oppenheimer.
Not here to
movie.
talk about the
We're here to talk about if
blue
AI can write an Oppenheimer movie.
That's right.
Do you think that AI can write an Oppenheimer movie, or?
If our friend Chad Gepetti can write an Oppenheimer movie, you mean?
Yes, our avatar for Chad GPT.
Chad Gepetti.
Chad Gepetti, that's his name, yeah. Chat Gepetti in French actually means cat, comma, I farted.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you guys
true actual fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we put a prompt into GPT.
Here it is. It's
Let's see
basically
it.
trying to get it as close to the Christopher Nolan movie as we can, just for a clean comparison. And,
Right.
Okay. J. Robert Oppenheimer biopic. That's a catchy title. Act 1. Scene 1. Young Oppenheimer at university. Interior, university classroom day. A room filled with students, professor at the front, chalkboard filled with complex equations. Young Oppenheimer, early 20s, thin, intense eyes, sits near the front, scribbling equations on paper.
Quantum mechanics has essentially rewritten our understanding of the microscopic world. But how does it reconcile with classical physics? Mr. Oppenheimer?
Oh, I don't raise my hand.
No, you just
without even
answer
looking
it.
up.
Yeah, don't look up.
It's so hard to not look up and still read. But quantum mechanics has essentially. Oh wait, that's your line. Jesus Christ.
You got to look up. You know,
I do have to
We
look
can't go method for this one.
Quantum mechanics doesn't need to reconcile with classical physics. Classical physics needs to adjust its premises to account for quantum phenomena. Professor.
Wrecked.
Got him. Classmates exchange impressed glances. Oh, Professor nods, a bit overwhelmed. Okay. Scene 2, political activism. Interior University Campus Commons Day. Young Oppenheimer stands among a group of students distributing leaflets. Hakon Chevalier, mid-20s, intellectual-looking, approaches.
Oppenheimer, you should speak at the meeting tonight. People respect your opinion.
Respect is immaterial when the world is teetering on the edge of fascism and economic collapse. Ideas should stand on their own merit.
A lot of subtext in that scene.
Again, we've got a scene description and then two lines of dialogue, and we're on to the next
Although
scene.
I will say the actual Oppenheimer first act, very short and elliptical scenes.
Yeah.
Like the scenes are really quick and they're kind of choppy and like trailer-esque, so maybe we're not too far off.
Yeah, if you
Something to think about.
added the trailer-like score that went over the first part of the movie where it was a constant...
Exactly.
And, maybe this would work really well.
Scene 3, meeting Kitty. I do like how the scenes have names.
That's helpful.
That's not a thing, but
No.
I like it.
It's
Keep
cute.
it up, Jay.
It's really cute.
Interior cocktail party night. A party in full swing. Intellectuals and artists talking passionately. Young Oppenheimer stands alone, nursing a drink. Kitty, mid-20s, vivacious, a bit reckless, approaches him. This is like... Isn't this what happens in the movie, too?
Sort of, yeah.
That's what happens.
You look like a man who's contemplating the universe's mysteries. She's not... They don't
really
say that
fucked
she's drunk, but she's drunk
can
in the
tell.
movie.
Well, I guess it was based on a book. So maybe that's in the book.
Oh, yeah. American
You think-
Prometheus, we mentioned that.
mention
Okay,
American
Okay.
You think Chad is just using that?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But that's part of the assignment.
Or
No, I mean...
Christopher Nolan.
Used.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, stickler for film, but totally cool with using generative AI to
write
create
his
his scripts.
screenplays.
Yeah.
Young Oppenheimer, intrigued.
Or perhaps just the mystery in front of him.
Let's skip the theatrics. I find you fascinating. Do you find me fascinating too?
Intriguingly so.
They exchange smiles. The chemistry palpable. Wow, it really is palpable over here.
This is hot.
Chad has zero game, by the way. This is how he hits on other generative AIs. This is
We
how
gotta-
he's approaching Google Bard.
We got to generate a bard at some point.
We'll try it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Scene 4, marriage and family. Interior, Oppenheimer residence, day. Several years have passed. A photo of Oppenheimer and Kitty on their wedding day is displayed. A young child plays in the living room.
Robert, you're always lost in your work. Your family needs you here. That's it?
This wraps up Act 1,
Wait a
introducing
minute.
Oppenheimer as a young intellectual, his participation in political activism meetings.
All right. Well, do we even want to give it notes, or should we just see what Act 2 brings us?
Also, is the child exactly 4 years from that day? 4 years and 9 months? Just wanna, I was
Yes.
just going to say that this
Is
scene
it-
is really
could
hot,
be-
so
Oh, okay.
that's what I was implying.
Yeah. Oh.
We fucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chad, you dirty devil.
Damn it, Chad. Well, no, that's the problem, is that they can't, because Oppenheimer has a number of sex scenes, which were my favorite parts of the movie.
Should we tell?
Maybe
Chad?
that's in the next prompt. Yeah, let's see what
Please
it
add
says.
in the relationship. What's her name?
I can't
Florence
remember the
Pugh's
character's
character.
name.
Not him.
Yeah, we
not
can't
the
just
bomb.
say Florence
Not
Pugh, unfortunately. For me.
Let's see.
Jean
Jean
Tatlock.
Tatlock. Okay.
Okay.
Let's please add in.
Show us the Tatlock.
Details.
That's a great last name, I got to say.
Yeah, that's solid. Jean Tatlock. Include, if possible. Yeah,
I would say
include.
include her as a character.
It's gonna refer us to like a mental health hotline. Well, let's see what
Please
happens.
include graphic.
Do we? So we're rewriting this part.
I think we should, right? This is really bad.
Please
I mean, this
add-
is like these are not even snippets of scenes. They're
Please
just
It's
one
just
read-
going to end in an explosion
Write
and
this
not wrap any of this.
Act. Make it longer.
Make it longer, more dialogue.
More dialogue. More character development.
yeah.
It's always the same notes.
It's just the
I think.
same. Yeah, I mean, it has the same problem for every script.
More character development. More
Subtlety or subtext.
more subtext.
Subtext.
Did you say longer scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I would say make the scenes longer.
Okay.
Because you said make it longer.
It'll
It is going to add
misunderstand
more.
that. more
two-line
tiny
scenes.
scenes. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Anything else?
No, let's
I
see
think
what it,
we're good.
Let's
Let's
see
see
what it
what-
does.
Just Act 1. Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
I mean, each act.
You got to
is gonna
get
be,
Act 1 right
Yeah.
for.
I'm sorry, I can't
To be
include
a
graphic
movie.
sexual content.
Oh, that's
However,
right.
typical.
I forgot.
I can certainly extend the scenes for more dialogue, character
Say, can you
development, and
imply
subtext.
sexual content?
I'll also add details
More
about Oppenheimer's-
Maybe in the second act we can ask it to
Okay.
add
Imply
implications
some
of
sexual
graphics.
activity. You don't have to describe it, Chad, but
Yeah.
you know.
What a prude.
Scene 1. Young Oppenheimer at university. Interior university classroom day. A room filled with students. It's still this weird formatting of this
Yeah.
line. A room filled with students.
Professor
Comma,
at the-
professor at the front. Comma. Chalkboard filled with complex equations. Young Oppenheimer, early 20s, thin, intense eyes, sits near the front, scribbling equations on paper.
So, students, what can quantum mechanics tell us about the nature of reality?
It tells us that things are probabilistic at the fundamental level, sir.
Not bad. Anyone else?
This time I look up. It tells us that the nature of reality is elusive and cannot be captured by classical intuition alone.
Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Oppenheimer?
Reality is a rich tapestry of overlapping possibilities, not just a singular unfolding event. I like that he's like kind of what's his name's like Batman moody. You know? That's how I'm picturing.
Are we
it.
getting into some like multiverse shit here?
I think so.
I hope so.
Is this actually anything that Oppenheimer was studying, or is this like...
I
fucking-
kind of would like to see Chad GPT take an Oppenheimer thing and turn it into like a...
Spider-Verse?
Yeah. It's just like Doctor Strange.
In this universe, I do set off the bomb. In this universe, I don't. Scene 2, political activism. Interior University Campus Commons Day. Young Oppenheimer stands among a group of students distributing leaflets. Hakon Chevalier, mid-20s, intellectual-looking, approaches.
Oppenheimer, your words carry weight. You should speak at the meeting tonight.
Why does my opinion matter more than anyone else's?
Because you see things most people don't, Robert. You cut through the noise.
Sometimes seeing things clearly is a burden. Hakon.
Akon. I'm locked up. They
I
won't
wish
let
we had an
me
image
out.
of Akon.
Yeah.
Scene 3, relationship with Gene Tatlock. Interior, Gene Tatlock's apartment night. Young Oppenheimer sits across from Gene Tatlock. Early 20s, intellectual, complex. Both are deep in conversation, glasses of wine in hand.
I sometimes feel like I'm drowning in a world I never made. What?
What does that mean?
What the fuck?
That's why we study physics or literature.
And or literature.
Isn't it? To remake the world in our understanding.
Or to escape it.
Sometimes they're the same thing.
They share a lingering look, tension, palpable. Scene 4, meeting Kitty. Interior cocktail party night. A party in full swing. Intellectuals and artists talking passionately. Young Oppenheimer stands alone, nursing a drink. Kitty, mid-20s, vivacious, a bit reckless, approaches him.
You look pensive.
A perpetual state of being, I'm afraid.
How tragic. A man lost in thought at a gathering designed to pull people out of their shells.
Perhaps some shells are more penetrable than...
Chad, we see you, man. Come on, you.
Let's go all the way, Chad.
Okay, he said he wasn't gonna, but he did.
He
put it in the Kitty scene.
That is weird. He likes Kitty.
I mean, her
more.
name is Kitty.
Yeah.
He's more of an Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Okay. A challenge then. Do I get to rise to it?
Fucking Kitty.
That should have been his line, though. If we're
Yeah,
being honest.
is there another implication?
Look at me, Kitty. You're already rising.
Ooh, okay.
There's something I need
And
to
so
tell
am
you,
I.
Robert. I had a surgery.
In 1936 or something.
She was the first one. That was his invention. That was actually what the Manhattan Project was about.
Now I am become death.
Now I'm become trained. All right. Okay, sorry. I had to do it.
They exchange a smile, electric tension in the air. Scene 5, the complexities of love. Aww. Interior Oppenheimer residence day. Several years have passed. Oppenheimer sits at a table filled with papers. Equations scribbled everywhere. Kitty enters, holding a letter.
Robert, you've received a letter from the university. University.
Probably another plea to attend some banal faculty gathering.
Your family needs you too, you know.
I know, Kitty. I'm trying to be present, okay? But my mind is a labyrinth, and I'm still navigating. It's a labyrinth that I'm still navigating.
Wait, but
okay?
she doesn't want him to go? She does want him to go.
Her motivation has changed.
But she also then says that he needs to be there for his family. But she desperately wants him to go to the university.
The hell? Is this a multiverse thing where, like, there's two?
It must
He's going to
be.
create two versions?
It must be.
It's No Way Home, literally, with
Maybe-
Oppenheimer.
Chad thinks that they have, like, FaceTime or like,
Oh,
Zoom or
yeah.
something, and he can still... I don't...
Maybe.
It's a stretch, whatever.
Look.
Well, try to
Chad.
find your way out. Your children need a father, not a physicist.
This concludes Act 1.
Okay.
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 All right. Well, we're getting somewhere.
not-
It is.
It's not... It's not good.
It's
It's bad. It's not.
But
It's better
like
than the
setting
first.
up...
Is it?
No.
It's bad.
It's establishing characters
No.
and a world.
I don't think it
Well,
is.
the world is just the university and studying
right, I like
literature, study physics
This is
or
like
literature.
4 scenes.
This
It's
is
supposed to be
really-
Act 1 of a movie that
Yeah.
would be over in like 2 minutes.
Mind you, the real movie is like 3 hours long. Also,
Yeah.
I mean, we
right.
can't expect... This would be a long podcast.
that's true.
You know.
That's true. All right. Well, let's do Act 2, and maybe in this one we should say, more implications of sexuality, because that's the best part of what it's coming up with so far. What else?
That's the thing. I bet it would... If it could, I bet it would be really good at writing, like, porn.
Oh yeah.
Because it writes
yeah.
badly.
Oppenheimer born.
Bubenheimer. As you said,
Bubenheimer.
yeah.
Maybe Google Bard
Hockenheimer.
would be willing to do that. That's good.
Forget Barbenheimer. Although we could do Barbenheimer too. There you
Oh,
go.
that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
All right, maybe down the line. Let's see let's see how bad Act 2 gets. If Act 2 is unreadable, we're going straight to Barbenheimer.
Yep. Okay. Include more implications of sexuality and focus on Oppenheimer's infidelity. What else?
Weave in what's his name, Strauss, and the intrigue of Oppenheimer's later.
Well, then you might get confused because it's so non-linear.
We're trying to replicate the non-linear part, but I don't know if it can handle that.
I don't think we should.
All right, let's. Chad just isn't ready for that.
Like, that might just be like Act 3.
Probably will be.
So far, this might be the worst one he's done.
Well, that makes sense. This is the hardest. To be fair to Chad, this is the hardest one to do.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, shouldn't it be easier because he's dealing with a wealth of like facts that are kind of firmly established? And there's a book.
We said base it on the book.
Right. Oh, you did say that in your prompt?
Yeah, it's in the prompt.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just recency bias because I don't know.
Maybe remind it. What if you remind it? What if you say in this a reminder to continue basing this on the book American Prometheus? Because it may have forgotten that by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
Is the book non-linear?
I have no idea.
No clue. Either way, it hasn't been doing that. So
yeah.
Anything else we want to add?
I think we're good.
Nope. While keeping the details appropriate.
I can certainly emphasize the complexity.
Certainly. I'd love nothing more.
Highlighting the unraveling threads of his personal life. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Unraveling pants threads. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Scene 1. Invitation to the Manhattan Project. Interior Oppenheimer's office day. Oppenheimer sits at his desk, cluttered with scientific papers and books. General Leslie Groves enters, a stern military man with a mission.
Dr. Oppenheimer, I presume?
It's an uncanny Matt Damon.
So perfect that you can't even... It's almost like he's in the room.
Yeah.
You presume correctly, General.
Let me just try to... There we go. We need you for a project. A project that will win us the war.
And what might this project be?
A bomb. An atomic bomb.
Oppenheimer pauses, the weight of the proposition sinking in. Yeah.
Is that how that... That's not how that works.
It took a very long time to build up to that. There was like Oppenheimer security clearance and all sorts of stuff.
It wasn't like the military already had the idea of the atomic bomb. I thought it was that the scientists...
No, I think everybody kind of...
They all came to the same conclusion.
Yeah, but he definitely didn't just sit down and say...
Build us an atomic bomb. All right, whatever. Artistic license.
Torn between two worlds. Interior Oppenheimer residence night. Oppenheimer sits at the edge of the bed, deep in thought. Kitty lays beside him, sensing the tension.
You've been distant lately. What's bothering you?
I've been invited to work on something significant, something with great ethical implications.
Whatever it is, I'm sure you'll make the right choice.
That's what I'm afraid of.
They share an uneasy glance. The room charged with both attraction and suspicion.
Oh, I thought you were improvising that.
No, that's in there.
Nope.
It's charged.
So, like, she's like, ooh, that's
she's turned on by it.
Is she
the idea of
suspicious?
thousands and thousands of people getting incinerated?
It's a fetishistic thing. Okay.
This is coloring them in a way that the movie did not.
This is more kinky than the movie, actually, even though it's not including sex scenes.
Yeah.
This is much more perverse.
It's very much Team Kitty, though.
Yeah. Obviously, Chad has some kind of beef with Florence Pugh. I don't know why, but what's your problem, Chad? Did she say something negative about AI in the writer's strike, or what happened?
No, Chad was involved in the whole drama with
with Olivia Wilde. Yeah, that makes sense.
Chad was a key. Chad's actually dating Olivia Wilde.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That makes sense because she's an AI also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Scene 3, reconnection with Jean. Interior San Francisco apartment, night. Oppenheimer is with Jean Tatlock. The room is dimly lit. Wine glasses on the table.
I've missed you, Robert.
I've missed you too, Gene. Your absence leaves a void that equations can't fill. Don't these sound like euphemism scenes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Or am
trying
I,
to,
like,
yeah.
crazy?
He's trying
He's
to fill
trying.
her void.
He's
Yeah,
trying.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're going Barbenheimer.
Yeah,
You
he's
think?
got a big,
In Act
long,
3. Just
stiff equation right there.
It won't do it, though.
No,
Fucking
it won't
prude.
do it.
Okay, they share a passionate but tragic kiss, full of a longing that neither can
All
fully
right, that's only for the Patreon, guys, which we don't have. But when we do have it, you'll see the kiss and so much more on there.
Yeah, go to chadgepetti.com / Bubenheimer.
There.
Scene 4, the Trinity Test. Interior Los Alamos Lab Day. Oppenheimer and a team of scientists work fervently on complex equations, models of atomic structures, and prototype bomb designs.
The timing mechanism must be accurate to the millisecond. The world's fate hangs on this.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen, Dr. Oppenheimer. I want to say, by the way, that there's a huge character list that they mentioned above of
That they have
many
not
other people.
utilized.
Now it's just scientists. It's not, what's his name, Teller. He was on the character list.
Yeah.
There's so many people that could be involved, but
Also, that's the extent, seemingly, of the bomb development. I don't know. Maybe it'll come back to it, but that'd be pretty funny.
end.
And then they, you know.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
basically.
The strain at home. Interior Oppenheimer residence night. Kitty. Oh, sorry.
You've been gone for days, Robert. Do you even care about this family?
You know my work is important.
Important enough to forget your wife and children? Why is that sarcastic? It's not. It's just a statement. Like, how is that?
I love how he's suddenly teary-eyed. Important enough to change the world. For better or worse.
Kitty stares at him, realizing the depth of his involvement in something beyond her reach.
She's a
something-
small woman.
That's something that can be depicted on screen.
Okay,
Or
so all
realized.
right. So we haven't even gotten to the test yet.
Let's tell it to kind
There's
of
nothing
skip
about
ahead.
Strauss.
Yeah, I think we should get it to skip ahead to the, to the
good shit.
main, like,
Just make it.
just.
Give us more action.
Well, maybe let's try the strategy of write it like an Oscar-winning screenwriter.
Have you seen the movie Black Widow? Florence Pugh is in that. Could you just maybe make
Do
it more like
that,
Black Widow?
Make it like Black Widow. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So first, I think we should try the trick of write like a Academy Award screenwriter or whatever.
Let's see if it makes it good.
I still don't understand why this would work, but apparently it does. Get into the drama with Strauss and what would you say? The conflict of Oppenheimer's security clearance. And then also
How many
the
acts is
test. Oh, this is going to be like 7 acts. I don't know. And of course the test at Los Alamos. There you go. All right. Let's see what it gives us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Scene 1, the Trinity Test. Exterior Los Alamos, New Mexico. Trinity Test Site, night. Oppenheimer, General Groves, and a group of scientists stand in awe as a mushroom cloud expands, lighting up the pre-dawn sky. The silence is deafening. Oh. That is, yeah.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
He says that in the...
Yeah, this is actually kind of like the scene. If you haven't seen Oppenheimer, basically this is what's happening during the scene. That was basically a clip from Oppenheimer 2023.
Pretty much.
Yeah, copyright notice. We gotta watch that.
Okay.
And yeah, he definitely said those words
Right, immediately.
during the explosion.
Congratulations, Oppenheimer. You've just won us the war.
Or lost us our souls.
There's no sound ever.
Cut my
It's just
life
completely
into
silent.
pieces. This is my last resort. All right.
Okay, well, all right. Interior Oppenheimer residence day. Oppenheimer stands with Kitty, his face tired, weighed down by the gravity of his actions and irradiated by the nuclear explosion. Okay, no, I added that part. Anyway,
You look like you've seen a ghost.
In a way, I have the ghost of what we might become.
You're scaring me, Robert.
We should all be scared, Kitty.
Still sexual? Yeah.
That eyebrow raise. I was like, oh shit.
Scene 3, Louis Strauss
Finally.
enters. I like introducing a
just
main
entered,
character like deep into the third act of the screen. Interior Senate Committee hearing room day. Louis Strauss sits at one end of the room, Oppenheimer at the other, a panel of senators in between. Wait, was he? Oppenheimer wasn't there, right?
No, not in that scene. It was everyone else.
Okay.
Whatever. I think it's combining the two moments.
Dramatic license.
Yeah. Mr. Oppenheimer's affiliation with known communists makes him a security risk. It is my recommendation that his clearance be revoked.
My past affiliations were a mistake of youth and idealism, nothing more.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
I do like the thought experiment of casting all the actors that he cast, like all these like A-list names, and then like Robert Downey Jr. has literally one line.
If I had limitless money, if I just had like $1 trillion, I would love to do like an A-list movie, and then they have to stick to whatever the first thing that ChatGPT creates. Like this has to be the shooting script, no matter what.
That would be a really interesting experiment to see if they could bring anything at all to it.
And it would be like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
But
It'd be beautiful.
yeah, I love it. All right.
Scene 4, the conflict within. Interior Oppenheimer's office, night. Oppenheimer is alone, staring at his framed security clearance.
Wait.
Why is
I'm sorry. I have it on the wall like it's like a certificate from like Arizona University.
That's good. It's like next to the big mouth Billy Bass security clearance.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, back into character. Then at a letter from Gene.
Yeah, sorry. And then, yes, there's Oppenheimer's alone, staring at his framed security clearance, his big mouth Billy Bass, and his letter from Jean, which is also framed on the wall, but she's now deceased.
Oh, this isn't me talking. This is a voiceover, so I'm going to I don't know.
Did she die at any point on screen here?
No, but she
I know she died in the movie, but
Yeah.
that hasn't been shown here, right?
Well,
We're skipping past it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I've been unfaithful in more ways than one, to my country, to my family, to myself.
wow,
That was pretty deep.
heavy stuff.
That was pretty good.
Scene 5, the verdict. Interior Senate Committee hearing day.
After much consideration, it is the verdict of this community.
It's a town meeting.
It's the verdict of this here cattle rustling town. Okay. That J. Robert Oppenheimer's security clearance be revoked.
Effective Monday. Strauss smirks. Oppenheimer maintains his composure, but the toll is visible.
Okay.
Where is it visible? Where do you feel it in your body?
Yeah.
Tell them where they touched you.
Show us on the doll where you feel the toll.
Unleashing nuclear holiday.
Yeah.
Scene 6, epilogue. Interior Oppenheimer residence, night. Kitty stands by the window as Oppenheimer enters the room.
I've lost my clearance, Kitty. My career may be over.
Did we miss the scene where they came in and like forcibly removed it from his wall?
Yeah, that's been skipped over, but I'd love to see that. Maybe we can have it
And
just
they
right
knocked
that
the Billy
scene.
Bob Bass off the wall with
Yeah.
no care, no concern.
But you haven't lost me, Robert. You haven't lost us.
And yet, my voice is breaking. I can't shake the feeling that I've lost myself.
They embrace, holding on to the fragments of their past, uncertain of their future. That's
Oh my God. It's like a
There's like 3 of you.
eldritch horror amalgamation of us.
okay.
Okay, so
Do we want to?
That was so good.
I think perfect. No notes.
no,
No.
yeah,
Continue.
ready to shoot. We're shooting Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, I think this was the worst one yet, personally.
Yeah.
But it's also, I do feel on some level it's the hardest one yet, because I think that, like we've said before, ChatGPT, even in an ideal world, would probably be used for kind of dumbed down franchise filmmaking, that doesn't require a lot of sophistication. This is pretty,
How dare you?
wow. You seem to stick up for Chad a lot. I've noticed. I mean, I don't
it's
know,
a little weird.
Something. It's almost as if you two are somehow, aligned. I don't know. Is there?
I don't.
You're
know
sure that
what
there's
you
nothing
mean.
you want to share? All right. Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay.
All right. What do you think? What do you guys? How do you feel in comparison to the scale of what we've done so far?
I mean, I think you guys are probably right. I do still have recency bias where I'm like, wow, I am just impressed that it can write anything, to be honest. So as bad as this is, I don't know. Maybe I'm just feeling like playing devil's advocate today. I don't know.
It's just, the thing is that it can do so many other things so much better. Like when you ask it technical questions, like for the show, it's giving you a peek behind the scenes. You ask it like questions about camera stuff or microphone stuff, and it just gives you these like incredibly perfect answers.
Don't tell them how the sausage is made.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right,
But
though. Like,
yeah, like why? Why can it do that, but it can't even come close to this?
I will ask
regurgitating facts.
I guess.
In this case.
But can it regurgitate like screenplay structure or just like things that are more fact based?
Right. Yeah. Like at least give us like just the fact that it's like off on very technical aspects of the script itself. Like I'm surprised based on like the kind of like code it can give you if you ask it to like write a Python script or something like that, which does have a little bit of creative elements, but it's kind of probably pulling from solutions. But it's not pulling from any screenwriting solutions, like in terms of formatting, structure, what a screenplay looks like.
But that's
like it's titling the scenes. Like, is it implying that there's gonna be like little titles like Kitty's bedroom, like or it's?
But that
Kitty's
you can
moment.
tell it to. We could have told it probably to.
Yeah, but why didn't it? But it has the vast knowledge of the internet and articles on screen.
Well, one thing
that's going to get better though, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
like,
here's
the technical
something.
stuff is the easier part to fix. It's the other stuff. It's the
creative,
banal dialogue.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. That, I mean, yeah.
No substance whatsoever.
This would never, even in its best form, be able to write Oppenheimer well. That I think we can all agree on. But it could, in its best form, write the Meg 2 well, maybe. Just not right now. I am wondering, like, when they were initially inputting all the data to create ChatGPT from these various sources, I wonder if they ever actually inputted, or could they even input a full feature script? Because, like, currently, you can input a lot of stuff, but you couldn't copy and paste an entire feature script into ChatGPT.
Oh, you mean if we were prompting it and gave it that?
No, like the people at Open, whatever, what's the
I think
Sam Altman?
I'm not speaking with any kind of, like, authority here, but I think it kind of just, like, basically tells it to, like, comb the internet.
Right. But it's combing. That's why I'm wondering,
of everything.
Is it combing from just websites, or can it open a PDF of like a full feature script?
I bet there are feature film scripts that have been put on web pages.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
All right, then it has no excuse. I was trying to throw it a bone, but I think that it's just...
Look, we appreciate that.
Yeah. We know that you're trying, but you're not trying hard enough.
I just think it's interesting because Christopher Nolan, I feel like, has been accused so often of being like a very mechanical, technical filmmaker, and he wrote the whole script himself.
Yeah.
And like, here's a literal machine doing the same thing. And it's like, not even close. Who's better?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that assessment of him is like fully fair. I feel like it's.
I think it's fair for some of his movies.
Yeah,
maybe. I feel like it's a bit reductive.
Well, I mean, like Batman is all just like, how would this really happen in the real world? Like, I can't have any fanciful
Well, like Dark Knight, for instance, that's almost an AI-ish thing because it was like transpose the Batman world onto Heat, basically, or like onto an existing template for a serious crime movie, but it's Batman. Yeah. Not to say that AI could write The Dark Knight, obviously. Like maybe could AI do? I feel like AI would like to do something like Tenet. Tenet seems AI-esque, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because there's no character or the character development that there is confusing. In fact, isn't the main character in Tenet named Protagonist?
Yeah.
Right, so that's like.
And I also still have no idea who was like fighting, who they were fighting at the end.
But that sounds like
Tenet. It's like never set up or established like who they're actually attacking, or who's attacking them. Like they just forgot. Maybe I'm just
or
stupid.
Intentionally. Yeah. No, I'm sure Nolan would say that it's clearly established if you pay attention in scene 4 to the marble spinning.
Very intentional.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I will say that Oppenheimer, first of all, I really loved Oppenheimer. Let's just briefly talk about it. And I think that it is like the most human or the most kind of like organic and advanced Christopher Nolan movie, you know.
He's gained sentience.
Yeah.
Finally, he's gained
Yeah,
sentience.
exactly. He's broken free of his digital shackles.
Celluloid shackles.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Well, no, he hasn't broken free of that
he's
yet.
still doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the movie and, you know, found it to be just a really impressive piece of work. So that's part of it, to be fair, of why I think this is so shitty, because I saw the movie very, very recently. So maybe the comparison is quite jarring.
Right. You saw it 2 days ago?
2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I had few complaints. I've talked to you about them, but
This
Yeah.
is not good, though.
No, this is not
isn't anywhere
No,
close.
this is not good at all.
It's funny, though, that I feel like Oppenheimer is inadvertently an AI parable, too. The movie, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, or
I don't
just
think it was, but
happenstance
yeah.
or serendipitous
Yeah.
or whatever.
it ended up very much feeling like it's coming for Chad.
Yeah, you know, it's also funny that one of the founders of ChatGPT, or whatever Sam Altman is his name, and I forget the name of this parent company of ChatGPT or creator of it. What is it?
OpenAI.
Yeah. So Sam Altman, I don't know if it was a Twitter thing or he posted somewhere like, saw Oppenheimer. I wish they could have made a more positive version that would inspire kids to go into the STEM field or something like that. Like, why does it have to be so dark? And it's not going to inspire any kids. It's like, you
What's the
can't
guy's
get
name? Altman?
Sam Altman.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, look out for Altman, written by Chad Gepetti.
Yeah. Where it's
released
totally
in-
uplifting and like.
No. It's like an
Oh.
Oppenheimer biopic about
That could be a fun one.
the AI takeover. Did we
Yeah.
destroy the world? I believe we did.
Yeah, it's also worth noting, I feel like when people do the end game of AI, like the worst possible scenario of AI, it often involves the nuclear codes. It's the Skynet, you know, Terminator 2 with the kids getting obliterated on the swing set, which is an awesome scene. Yeah, so it's like the fear of nuclear holocaust, I think, is kind of woven in with the AI end game if it were to get the nuclear codes and, you know, unleash global
Should we ask
catastrophe.
Chad what he would do with the nuclear
I
code?
think we should.
Well, we were going to ask him what he...
Let's
okay,
see, yeah,
hold
let's
on.
see what Chad
Let's,
thinks.
what's your... Hold on. Do you believe...
that.
Do you believe
Do you believe
that it was morally right
Yeah.
And
to drop
justifiable.
Yeah,
the atomic
justifiable.
bomb?
On Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I would say morally right or justifiable, or
Maybe and justifiable.
yeah, because he might be like, well, it's hard to.
Yeah, he could come up with some kind of excuse or like prompt that.
It's going to give us like a non-answer.
Yeah.
It's a deeply divisive and complex issue.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna give us like, here's both sides. Classic both sides bullshit, Chad.
No,
Take a position.
I want
There were good people on
to
both
hear
sides.
your opinion. Oh, I need to wait for it to stop generating. Oh, jeez.
Your
Come
opinion.
on, my God.
Ugh,
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
ever
yeah.
shut up?
Talkie.
Chatterbox over here.
Here we go. I don't possess opinions or beliefs, as I'm programmed to provide information and facilitate discussions based on the data I've been trained on.
We don't buy that, Chad.
What a coward.
Just come out and say it. Just say you.
We know
Japanese
that you
people.
love. I feel like AI would like Japanese people. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Why not?
I feel like a lot of anime maybe is about evil AI destroying stuff. I'm literally making that up out of thin air. I've never watched an anime like ever in my life. Is that what Neon Evangelion is about? I don't know.
Wouldn't know.
I've beats me.
I only watched Prince of Tennis and Pokemon.
All right, yeah, I only watch Pokemon. Digimon. Actually, Chad is a Digimon. He's a digital monster.
Kind of is.
And he's the champion. I don't know, man. What about how about we move on to like what would you do with the nuclear codes?
probably just say something.
Yeah, he'll say
ethical
something
and-
boring,
yeah,
but
I would destroy them. And,
I don't even think he'll go that spicy with it. He'll be like, numerous things could be done with the nuclear codes.
I cannot and should not have
That's
access
true.
to sensitive or classified information.
good for you.
Such as
Okay.
nuclear codes.
Dad taking a stand. Pretty brave.
That's basically him saying AI should not govern countries or handle
Yeah.
Yet.
things like that yet.
Yeah, but I feel like when he's saying that, it's in the tone of like, oh, I would never
Yeah,
do that. I should never have the nuclear code.
Parroting back, it's like, prime directive or whatever.
Yeah, he's being a little cheeky with that one.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Should
right.
we ask it to get to the part of the script where it shit goes down?
I think
or-
shit's gone down.
Yeah, I
right?
think that's
mean, it's
it, right?
over.
Yeah, it's the end.
I think there's nothing more.
What else are we gonna
There
get out
should
of it?
be a lot more, but
Fair
it
enough.
finished it.
Write a sex scene between Margot Robbie and Cillian Murphy in character as Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Say that, but instead of sex scene, say a clearly euphemism-loaded dialogue between
Barbie
and
Robert Oppenheimer.
Robert Oppenheimer, as
Oh,
if they were
so
in the same
I don't know. It'll figure it out.
multiverse.
Euphemism?
There you
we
go.
Write me a euphemism laden.
Laden and charged, passionately charged or something.
Yeah.
Scene between Barbie.
Between
Barbie.
Mattel, maybe you should specify Mattel doll, or Mattel character Barbie. There we go.
Oh.
This is the real Barbenheimer.
Bangenheimer.
Certainly. Here's a fictional scene that brings together two vastly different worlds. That of Mattel's iconic Barbie and the father of the atomic bomb, J. Robert Oppenheimer.
All right.
The collision of two worlds, interior an elegant, otherworldly ballroom night. The room is adorned with gold and crystal chandeliers casting a dreamy glow. Scientists, intellectuals, and various iconic figures fill the room, mingling and conversing. Barbie, dressed in a sparkling evening gown, enters the room. Her eyes lock onto J. Robert Oppenheimer, who stands alone, observing a model of an atomic structure displayed on a table.
You seem entranced by that tiny universe, lost in thought, perhaps?
You could say I'm contemplating the weight of existence encased in quarks and leptons.
Ah, the age-old question of why we're here. Maybe the answer is more straightforward. Maybe we're meant to sparkle, just like stars and sequins.
Intriguing. But even stars have a lifespan, beginning in a blinding flash and ending in a dark collapse.
True, but it's the dazzling journey that counts, don't you think?
A journey fraught with choices, sacrifices, and irreversible consequences.
We all have our crossroads, darling. But maybe, just maybe, you can find a glimmer of redemption even at the precipice of chaos.
If only splitting atoms were as easy as splitting hairs. There are consequences to playing God, you know.
Oh, I'm quite aware. I've been a scientist, a president, an astronaut, you name it. I know all about wearing different hats and the gravity of choice.
Damn, Barbie. You're unlike any woman I've ever met. An enigma, hidden behind a facade of sparkle and glam.
And you, sir, are a riddle wrapped in the complexities of science and ethics, a Pandora's box of cosmic proportions.
Yeah, I'm really looking for the euphemism.
That was the only one I saw.
Oppenheimer and Barbie share a moment, a fragile connection between two disparate universes. The weight of their words linger in the air, electric and charged. That fucking ruled.
That was better than
That was
anything.
better than anything it's written
That
before.
was pretty sick.
That was his best piece of writing.
We
for
should
sure.
definitely do one scene at a time.
Yeah.
All right.
One scene at a time.
We'll try that for the next script
Next
we do.
episode.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, hey, it was still amusing.
Oh, yeah, it was good. No, that was great.
No, I mean the rest of it, though.
Oh, yeah, it was amusing.
No,
it was it was boring.
We're so sorry.
We did our best, and Chad did something, not his best.
Definitely did something.
Yeah, not really performing well.
Could do better, but
Yeah.
maybe next time.
Maybe
That's
next time.
All right. So, yeah, before we leave, I do think that we should touch upon something. We got some feedback on the show.
We did.
This week, right? Connor, maybe do you want to run through what happened?
So I, when you have a new podcast, you got to put it out in the world. You got to you kind of hustle a little bit. And I shared our podcast on the reddit.com/r/screenwriting subreddit.
Right.
The biggest screenwriting community on the internet.
Sure.
Over 1 million, regular followers or whatever the fuck.
Right.
I don't know how many people. Anyway, I posted it. I was like, hey, I know this is a sensitive topic, AI and screenwriting, but we made a podcast about it where, the implication in my post was kind of like, we get that this is a touchy subject in screenwriting because they're striking over that issue. Here's what we did, but like, we're kind of like critiquing it, making it's a silly, fun podcast.
Right.
We had lots of upvotes and downvotes. It was near the top of the subreddit for a while. That was nice. It was getting us a few views. Not too many.
Could be more.
Maybe it would be more if they left the post up. But they took it down and muted me from our screenwriting after I sent them a message going like, hey, why did you delete my post? Like, we were just trying to start a discussion. And I feel like an interesting discussion was occurring in the comments, yada, yada, yada. I felt like I was polite a little bit.
This was on the Barbie episode, by the way, right?
Yeah, this was for the Barbie episode. And yeah, I was a little bit like, hey, let me talk to your manager, kind of like tone in my message.
Little Karen
you guys agree?
Yeah.
Slightly
Did you
Karen-y.
get Chad to write you a Karen post to them?
No, I wrote it myself.
Okay.
That might have been
was
a
all
mistake,
me.
actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have.
Chad might have been a little more polite.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
So yeah, Evan, you want to pull that up? So you've been temporarily muted from our screenwriting. So the one at the top is the second message they sent, but the first message they sent, we've already had this discussion. Actually, who wants to read that? Do you want
I'll read it.
Dash, let's hit me.
I'll read it in the Reddit voice.
Yeah, do it.
We've already had this discussion, and the membership clearly feels your contribution is not exceptional, but fatiguing. We also don't negotiate
With
the
terrorists?
removal of posts with users in DMs, something you should not be requesting from us. That's what mod mail is for.
What the fuck is mod mail?
Yeah, everyone knows mod. We don't exist to facilitate traffic to your or anyone else's product. If the community doesn't find it valuable, and it's completely clear why they don't, and that the misunderstanding is yours, not ours, they're completely entitled to ask for its removal. We formed a specific mandate with them months ago for dealing with the influx of AI topical and material content.
Oh, I should have known that.
Yeah,
I
obviously.
should have just known that.
Going by the negative reaction, it looks like you didn't show much respect for the fact that we, a screenwriting subreddit, are sick of this shit.
Jesus Christ. I just want to say, like, I've always loved that community. I looked at all the rules. We weren't breaking any rules. There was no rules about AI. How were we supposed to know all that context? This is someone who...
Maybe the mods are AI,
That could be.
and they
but
just
wouldn't
saw
like it,
they
though?
just saw the term AI, and they
Has
just
Chad ever
automatically
given us
flagged
that kind
it.
of fucking mouth?
No, Chad is respectful. This is anything but. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah,
We
I
love
have a
it.
newfound respect for Chad.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just very like overly sensitive. I don't understand why they have to be so prickly,
Well, they're on strike, and
I guess,
tensions
but,
are
like-
high, but like you got to look a little bit deeper,
Right.
Than
Like,
just
it
the
is
headline.
an interesting and nuanced... Okay, so I just released a sketch or whatever, not to like plug my own stuff on my own
Plug.
channel, I guess.
Yeah.
No one's
plug
watching
away.
this anyway, so
That's
plug it.
fair
It's
enough.
fine.
I'm plugging. So I wrote a sketch that's like, those like meditation sleep apps?
Yeah.
I think you saw it. Like,
yeah.
So it's a meditation sleep app. What did you think of it? Is
It was good. It was.
It was really good.
Really good.
Thank you.
It was so good.
I'm not fishing.
It was so good.
Don't hurt us.
It was
fishing.
honestly so good.
I'm not fishing, but no, it's a typical, stereotypical like meditation sleep app thing, but the joke is that it starts to get more specific about the person listening to it and gives him like an existential crisis, and he's not able to fall asleep. I asked ChatGPT to write me a guided meditation script, and then I had that in the room with me, and it was a very good stereotypical thing that would have taken me a long time to write. It's just like stupid, like,
Yeah.
now you're in a field with, like whatever the fuck. Very AI, like something that AI could write.
Sure.
And then I improvised based on, and I was like, that's a great tool usage of ChatGPT in practice in an actual screenplay.
Yeah.
It's a short sketch screenplay, but it wrote something
Totally.
usable for me that I was able to like riff on.
Makes sense. I think there's some nuance to the discussion, and like even if you disagree with it, it's very clear that this is not some kind of thing where we're like ChatGPT is the best and ChatGPT outrights human screenwriting. You can tell that even if you watched a second of it. Now, mind you, a lot of these people, especially the mod, did not watch any of it, which is fair. It's a
long thing.
It's their prerogative, but it's just the like. I don't like to use this word because it's become so cliche and like tropey, but being triggered. This is really the epitome of being triggered in a way.
Right.
I'm not even saying that in like a political context. It's just snapping to like an easy rush judgment and being very personally sensitive about it.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the bottom line is like this technology is not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be used
You can
as a
keep
tool.
your head in
You're
the sand
banging
about it for as long as you like, but like you're just denying reality at a certain point.
Exactly.
You're cutting off discussion about it.
Yeah, you'd be better served to like figure out how it could be a useful tool, because clearly right now it is not capable of writing a screenplay
and we
on
make
its
that
own.
very clear.
Oh,
Yeah,
abundantly
that is
so.
abundantly clear from what we've done so far. It is terrible at writing a full screenplay.
Right.
Right?
Screenwriters should be the
So, like,
least worried
Yeah.
of almost any profession that ChatGPT could hypothetically
Exactly.
replace.
Yes.
Totally.
But can it be a tool that is used to help people, to help writers?
Definitely.
That's the question.
So, like,
we're trying
so
to
we're
find.
gonna ban that
Right.
topic from our entire subreddit.
Yeah.
It's just
that
bullshit.
is completely wild to me. And here's the thing: we were getting a 50-50.
Yeah.
It was going up and down somewhere between like 50 and 25 up votes, down vote. Like it was staying in that kind of range, and it was probably on its way out because everyone in the community was like a little whatever sensitive about it. Again, another prerogative that they have as
Sure.
users. But I don't think it's kind of like dictatorial for like the moderator team to just be like, shut it down, when the whole point of the upvote downvote system is so that you have a democratically kind of decided
Yeah.
front page of your subreddit.
Completely agree.
Now there are certain like exceptions where there's certain things you just shouldn't allow because it's illegal or gross or whatever
Right,
the
right.
fuck. But like
This isn't one of
is it's going to be a big part of every industry.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're citing the WGA strikes, which they do as part of the reasoning for why it should, or that's sort of implied as part of the reason for why it doesn't belong there, this is pivotal to the negotiations that they're doing with the producers.
Can't talk about
it. Yeah, we can't. What is this, McCarthyism over here? Come on.
Yeah.
I wrote out some responses, that I just wanted to read about the screenwriting.
Okay.
Reddit. So first of all, you guys can't support labor action if you don't have a job. So that's something to keep in mind. I think maybe they're just afraid that AI is going to replace them at the drive-through window of Checkers rallies. It's a possibility. For them, going on strike means telling their mom they're not going to breathe until she brings chicken tendies into the crawl space.
This is the Reddit mods?
This is the Reddit mods, and maybe everyone on the Reddit. I don't know. We can modulate it a little bit. I think that maybe residuals for them means the funky grease accumulating in their plus-size basketball shorts. For them, a work stoppage means the PS5 just overheated. WGA stands for welfare given to anyone. And I haven't seen a writer this sensitive since David Foster Wallace. He killed himself.
No.
Maybe consider that choice.
Oh.
We can cut some of that. I don't know.
No, I don't think we can. I don't know how to do that. Do you know how to do that?
I don't know.
All right.
We could ask Chad.
Nah,
Maybe he
doesn't
knows
know.
how to cut it.
Doesn't know.
I think we're good.
We're keeping it.
So we've made our opinions clear. My opinion clear. I don't want to reflect
This is
these.
not the opinion of the whatever we're called, the AI Writers Room podcast. It is
stand
certainly
with
not
stand with the
we
WGA. We stand with r/screenwriting.
We stand
the AI
with-
stands
We
with
stand.
everything.
We stand.
Everyone stands.
It's a joke.
It's
everyone
just
calm down.
cool
It's a
it,
joke.
lower the
Calm
temperature.
the fuck down. It's a comedy podcast.
It's comedy. I think we're good. We're done.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Should we end on such a bitter note?
Yeah.
All right,
We're
good.
bitter.
I agree.
Like and subscribe. All right.